What's up, everybody? So we got a lot to talk about today. We were handed a gem from the Mets blowing a 7-run lead in the 9th last night.
We got the stoonad of the day.
Already? Are we kicking it off already?
Kicking it off with Pip's stoonad of the day. We're going Brody Van Wagenen. What is stoonad? I mean, this guy, yes, he does not control how the bullpen pitches. He's not physically out on the field. However, he blew the opportunity to get a haul in return for Syndergaard and or Wheeler. And, I mean, at the end of the day, you bring in Stroman, great pitcher. Nothing against him as a pitcher. However, you knew at that time what that bullpen was capable of, and you knew that they were not going to make the playoffs.
Fair.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. But like I've said earlier, and it looked good for about that one was like 15 games. But
yeah,
I mean, obviously they came back down to earth. But you've got to. I think the Mets figured at one point that Diaz would figure it out, and he clearly hasn't. And I mean, you can't be seriously trying to win when you're pitching Paul Sewald. Love Paul Sewald. I'm sure he's a great person, but he's not a very good major league pitcher. And he set off that inning where they were up 10-4 and ended up losing 11-10, and
horrible loss.
They didn't get an out when they got the first. I think they got one out, and then
one out.
The next
yeah,
7 runs, like it's 7 runs scored without getting an out.
I know the Nationals aren't a franchise that's been around since like the 30s or whatever. They're pretty new. I think they came in 2004, but this is the biggest comeback victory in Nationals history, and it's just the point in time where we're saying that the Mets are a laughingstock, and it's because like they're more of a laughingstock than the Orioles. Well, I'm sorry.
The one year they made it to the World Series. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, great, but that crippled them for forever in the future because now they think all we need is one spark, one extra guy, one Cespedes to come in and change everything. And it's just not going to work. You got to pay guys that are going to produce for 162 games. You got to get a bullpen, and you got to get guys that are going to be there every single week for you. You can't just say, we'll take Diaz and take Cano in the deal, and Cano sucks and bat him third every day, and you got him for another 4 years after this year.
It's not just paying guys, though. It's having the ability to find the right people. You're telling me they weren't able to find... They had the ability to sign DJ LeMahieu. It's just scouting. It's complete. It's front office and scouting.
Wilpons
they had the ability to
notoriously cheap and not willing to spend money.
Okay, but DJ LeMahieu is not expensive.
You're talking about guys in hindsight that were cheap signings that are all stars, like Ottavino too. They signed Familia for $3 million less over 3 years, like so $1 million a year less. They signed Familia, and he's awful. He's unpitchable, and in hindsight, that would have been a great signing, getting Ottavino, but I don't think he would have come to the Mets.
How about why? If they wanted a starting pitcher so bad, why didn't they get Keuchel when Keuchel was available? I mean, it makes no sense. What the Mets did this year made no sense. But anyway, let's move on from the Mets let's just move on from the Mets.
Not to mention, I mean, it was very easy to hop on the Mets bandwagon a month ago. We stayed pretty stagnant. I said, you show me them being in the actual final season, postseason, they're in there, then I'll say I was wrong. If they win, then I was wrong. It was not even fucking close. They got to 2 games.
I just looked online to see the the Zeke contract and everything, like specifics, and I'm on ESPN, and the body issue came out, I guess. Maron, what the heck? Do you see this? Myles Garrett on top of rocks. Like, what the whole Eagles line pose for pictures? This is just creepy. Angela, look that up.
You got a NASCAR driver, for fuck's sake.
Say quads.
I've seen
He was
quads.
last year.
I don't know. It's about like showing like off athletes and how hard they work for their bodies.
I mean, if you had that kind of body, would you go on there?
Brooks went on there. I just might.
I don't know.
Yeah,
So what was Ezekiel Elliott's, Angelo, what was Ezekiel Elliott's?
That chick's whole ass is out. My God.
Yeah, what is going on here?
6 years, $90 million, right?
Yeah, 6 years, $90 million. I don't know.
And
thought
they said through the extension it could be 8 years.
8 years.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
And he's in his 30s at 8 years.
You don't think he's going to hold out in
I think
year
he's
6?
very. I mean, like I'm just saying, like he's young right now. I just don't think it's safe to say anyone's going to be good in their 30s. So I just would never agree with signing to someone that long term.
The Cowboys are fully locked and loaded. They still need to get Dak done. I mean, all you hear out on like Sport Talk Radio and on ESPN is just all the Cowboys have been talking about is money. Like it's like the Kardashians, like a freaking reality TV show. Who's going to get paid next? Who's going to? I think it's going to affect their locker room. Honestly, the fact that they haven't paid Dak is absurd in my opinion.
Why?
I don't think he's the best quarterback
one of the
because
he pay.
Bro, he's a winner. He's their quarterback. He's their
He hasn't
won
a playoff game. What are you talking about? He's a winner.
What is he? I think he's
never won a playoff game, dude.
No, but
bro. The guy is a winning quarterback.
Okay, we can say that all we want, but what was the narrative? What was the narrative on Matt Ryan his first 8 years in the NFL? They would go 14-2 and miss and lose in the first round. If Dak doesn't win a playoff game this year, he's on the same narrative.
I don't know. I think
he can't win in the playoffs.
I think you got to pay the guy.
He's of the people they've paid, he's the least valuable so far. Zeke's the most valuable. Probably Jalen Smith is more valuable than Dak.
I agree. But no. I don't agree, dude. A quarterback is the most valuable.
A good quarterback is the most
position
valuable player, but an average.
But based on their talent level against the other people at their positions in the NFL, he is not the most important signing. DeMarcus Lawrence and Zeke were the two most important signings because they are actually elite at their positions. And then Jalen Smith's very good, but I wouldn't put him in the same category as DeMarcus Lawrence or Zeke.
So do you think they're going to pay Zach?
I do think I think they will, and I think it's stupid to pay him that much money.
I agree with Aquino.
Really?
What else? What kind of leverage? Like, we're talking about leverage with Zeke the whole time. What kind of leverage does Dak have? Name me another team that would kill to have Dak Prescott. Like, I really can't think of many, and if they do, it's going to be a downgrade for him team-wise. He's going to want to win. He definitely wants to stay with the Cowboys. If they pay him $20 million and he wants $40, and Jerry Jones says, "I'm not giving you a dime over $23 million," what is he going to say?
I don't know, but his record in the NFL, I'm trying to find it. But he's like That's
because he's got a good team. He's a mobile quarterback who didn't turn the ball over too much his rookie year.
You could win I hate the Cowboys, but you can win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott.
Yes.
So therefore you have to pay him.
Not elite level money. You don't. That money should go elsewhere. It should go to the Zekes. It should go to the Jalen Smiths and the DeMarcus Lawrences. It shouldn't be spent on a guy who's really not far above average.
Okay. I mean, maybe. You see what he does this year in the playoffs, if they make the playoffs. If he wins a couple playoff games, he's going to get paid.
I don't think he deserves to get paid until he shows he can win playoff games.
I completely agree. He's very young, and he hasn't done much yet.
Melvin Gordon news, supposedly the Chargers are halting all talks with him prior to the season. They're done talking contract. If he doesn't come in on that contract, he's not playing with the Chargers this year. I mean, do you guys think that he's going to get traded? What do you think is going to happen?
I honestly have no idea. He should be traded, but the teams that are in talks with the Chargers are supposedly saying that they would need to lock him up in order for the trade to work, and they don't want to do that. They're talking about the Eagles. They're talking about the Bucks. Maybe the Texans are in there. Who knows? Especially after trading Jadeveon Clowney. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I think if Austin Eckler does well to start the year off, him and Justin Jackson are working for the Chargers, Melvin Gordon's going to kind of look like an idiot.
Let me ask you
he's going to need to go back.
If the Chargers start off super slow and their running game is ass cheeks, what do the Chargers do? The Chargers
they got to sign him. They got to pay him.
I don't think they do.
I think so too. Angelo, what do you think? You don't think?
I feel like they have to hold steady because if their issues, I actually sent a tweet to Aquino yesterday. Their offensive line is not great to start the season, and
thanks for sending me the tweet.
Aquino and I send each other tweets.
It's actually alarming how bad their offensive line is.
And if I seen this tweet, I would have
changed. Their run game is based off a scheme. It's really based off.
It doesn't matter what your scheme is. If you got no one blocking, it's going to get blown up.
I agree, and I don't know why I didn't include this in our picks last episode for, the standings and the playoffs and all that stuff. I'm not going to go ahead and go as far to say that the Chargers won't make the playoffs, but you heard it here first. Don't be absolutely stunned and shocked if they don't make the playoffs this year. I could see them. This is a hot take. I think I could see them going 8-8. Their offensive line plays poorly. They realize they missed Derwin James a lot more than they thought they would. Joey Bosa is very injury prone. Maybe he gets injured, and they're blown up. They kind of came out of nowhere last year, and people were started talking about a Super Bowl very, very prematurely, and then they got blown out by the Patriots. I wouldn't be shocked if they missed the playoffs this year.
I don't think so. I mean, Derwin James going down is a big loss to that defense. I mean, and at the end of the day, you don't have Melvin Gordon, but I believe Phillip Rivers is going to have one last go at this, man. I think he's going to have a big year, and I don't see the Chargers not winning that division. I think the Chargers are winning that division.
But the Chiefs are
the Chiefs
are a top 5 football team.
People are going to figure them out. And they don't have Kareem Hunt.
All right, Kareem Hunt's not.
Kareem Hunt is a big part.
Their offensive. No,
Kareem
Andy
Hunt
Reid's an offensive
part of that
Andy Reid's an
offense.
offensive genius, but
they seemed fine without him.
Talking about the Chiefs pick up LaShawn McCoy, which I do agree may make the Chiefs that much better offensively.
What?
Andy Reid he's reuniting with McCoy. He knows how to use McCoy. McCoy is going to be a big part of that offense. You don't think so?
I don't think LaShawn McCoy is going to be. I think he's going to be useful. I don't think he's going to be a massive part of the offense.
I didn't say massive. I think they're going to use him.
I think
they're going to use him effectively, and I think he's going to be a huge jump.
It's very interesting because if you were to give them the 4 weeks of preseason, I think they would have played both Damian Williams and LaShawn McCoy, and they'd have a much better idea. But they're kind of just going to have to learn on the go. They don't have time.
They've been together before. Andy Reid knows how to use him. LaShawn McCoy probably knows the offense.
Okay, but I can guarantee you that Damian Williams knows the offense a lot better than LaShawn McCoy right now.
Agreed, but I'm telling you, it's not going to be that big of or hard of a transition for McCoy. And they're going to use him. They wouldn't have picked him up. They have to know that, or be somewhat afraid of Damian Williams not being what everybody thinks he's going to be. What is he going in second round? What was he going in second round for fantasy football? I don't think he's. You think he's going to be that good?
I think he's an opportunity to be great. He's got everything he needs in front of him. What did people say about Kareem Hunt in his rookie year? They were like, "Oh, he's not that good. He went to Toledo. We'll never know. I guess we'll see week 1." And then he popped the fuck off. So, Damian Williams has everything he's got in front of him. He's got a Super Bowl contending team right in front of him. I think he's got a shot to be great.
Man, we are 1 day away from the start of the NFL season. Holy shishaki.
I'm excited.
Tell me. Bears-Packers? Usually you get a stinker Thursday night. That's a good-ass game.
What do you... No, you usually get a great game first game.
Yeah, you do.
I said Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night first game, though.
Yeah, no, the first...
Thursday night football, you usually get a stink-ass game. Not
but not for week 1, though.
Usually you get the Super Bowl winner facing some shit-ass team.
So, was last year was Patriots-Chiefs, no?
It was.
Or was that 2 years ago?
That was when Kareem Hunt popped off, no?
Yes, that was 2 years ago. Who was opening game last year?
Angelo?
Falcons Eagles, which is
that
a great game.
That was a great game, but it was a shit game. It was Falcons Eagles in the freezing cold, and I think it was like a 20-15 final score, and both quarterbacks sucked.
18-12. So
close enough.
It's a classic example of Pip. I know what he's talking about. All these games are great games,
dude. Go kick fucking Cam.
Dude,
down the road,
bro.
We
got Bears, Packers, Eagles, Falcons, Chiefs, Pats, Panthers, Broncos, Steelers, Pats.
Pretty good games, Pip.
Packers, Seahawks.
Okay, I'll
Ravens,
take
Broncos.
Okay.
I do understand I'll extend an olive
Thursday
branch.
Night football first,
yes,
but then
there we go.
Okay, usually the Thursday night football games are not good.
Yes. But this is opening.
But the opening Thursday
it's going to be great.
Okay, well, you changed my words. I'll take the L on that. I was wrong. Pip was wrong. Everybody, Thomas Pipolo was wrong. I admit it.
If we were to have an announcement like that
surprise.
every time you were actually wrong, we wouldn't get a word in.
Yeah, true.
So let's do.
All right,
wait.
moving on.
What's our punishment going to be? We're going to be